Whether you're kicking off a campaign, gearing up for an event, or suiting up your team, 4imprint has the promo products to move your brand down the field. With thousands of customizable options like premium apparel, drinkware, tech totes, and giveaways, it's easy to score fan favorites that deliver impact. You'll get expert support, speedy delivery, and their 360-degree guarantee, so you can be 4imprint certain your order arrives exactly right on time. Explore more at 4imprint.com.
4imprint, for certain.
Lowe's knows Sundays are for football, so tackle your home improvement projects by Saturday and earn your Sunday with great deals on Cobalt power tools, Pit Boss grills, LG appliances, and more. Then once your to-do list is done, get ready to kick back, relax, and enjoy the game. Shop in store or online now and earn your Sunday with help from Lowe's, official partner of the NFL.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Jordan and Jake.
I feel good. I'm excited, ready to go.
The home stops. He throws it across field. Guess who? Jordan Gross.
Here are your Panther Hall of Honor members, Jordan Gross and Jake Delhomme.
Jake Delhomme, Jordan Gross, Jordan and Jake podcast. I'm Jordan. You're Jake. Jake, not bad, man. Panthers are 3-3. I normally don't get right into it, but I'm pretty excited about what's happening at Bank of America Stadium, buddy.
Yeah, Jordan, I think everyone's kind of feeling the same way. It just feels a little different. I know a few years ago when Sam Darnold was the quarterback, we started out 3-0. It just had a different feel to it than it does now. Just watching how we're playing, who we're playing, who's playing well for us, some of the young kids. And yeah, it's a good feeling right now. And can we sustain it? I think that's the thing. Can we continue to see growth from this football team?
Well, it's been a bit of a wild ride going back to the Arizona game. You and I got to spend together out there calling that thing, and being down so much at halftime and fighting back and onside kicks and coming away with a loss there on a close loss, and then now being 3-0 at home. Beating the Cowboys at home, Jake, they always show up. You could see on TV. I know you were there. There's a lot of Cowboys fans. They're just like, they annoy me. I'm just going to say it like it is. To get the win at home, I love Coach Canales going for that fourth down to keep the drive alive, of Renfro just being money, who was not even on the team at final cuts and then comes back, and now he's a clutch guy for us, and Bryce can trust him, and T-Mac scored 2 touchdowns, and Rico had a great day. I mean, there's just so much to celebrate, Jake.
I agree, Jordan, and it was good to see. I think the thing that maybe the encouraging thing, the last 2 weeks running the football, I think that's the identity that Coach Canales wants to establish, and that's what we've done. And the way our run defense has shown up, the physicality that we play with. You have the Atlanta win, which was great, 30-0, and then you go and lay an egg the following week in New England, who's turning out to be pretty good football team. I think at the time, unless you watched film on them, you didn't realize how talented of a team that was. But yeah, Jordan, it's a good deal, and now it's kind of you can see where I know Austin Corbett, we designated him to come back from IR, so that's going to be great to get him back for depth reasons. I'm not so sure how quick he'll be ready to go, but the way the line's playing with Brady at guard and Cade at center, you'd like to think we'd probably continue in that way, and Austin can continue to get stronger and work himself back in to have a valuable piece. Because, 3 new offensive linemen, in essence, that started the season had to play last week. So that's a credit to the O-line, coaches, and things like that, to be ready and to perform well.
Well, I know that Corbett was not ever declared officially out for the season, and maybe I'm out of the loop, Jake, but it seems to me like this has been a much quicker comeback than what we originally thought, especially when the days after he got injured, and whether or not he's back sooner rather than later, whatever. the injection into the O-line room to have him back on the field and eventually practicing and getting back into it, that is going to inject a ton of life and just fun into that room. They're getting one of their dudes back. And then it'll be interesting to see with the way the O-line's playing, and all, to your point about all the different combinations that there's been, how we settle on when he does get back. Is he the starter? And it's a good problem to have, Jake.
Yeah, I think it's a great problem. I think we all assumed the worst when Austin initially got injured, and it just kind of felt that way. And I think his reaction maybe told us that. And I think as time went on, whenever the imaging came back, it wasn't as bad, and his recovery has gone quicker. I think it's more of a relief for him in essence. And anything we can get with him, I think it's just lanya, to be quite honest, going forward. And this is a tough game, tough long season. We're gonna need him at some point. That's just the way it goes. And even with Chuba Hubbard, I'm not sure what his designation will be this week, but it's so long of a season with the way Rico's playing. And heck, Rico's cramped up in the fourth quarter the last 2 weeks because of the load he's carrying. And after the game Sunday afternoon, Jonathan Stewart was in the booth with us, and I was asking him about with him and D'Angelo. Hey, I couldn't recall. I'm like, did y'all just do series? How did it go? He goes, yeah, Jake, we did series, but if somebody was hot, we stayed in. And then if we needed a blow, we just kind of tapped our head and got out, and the other one would go in. And he goes, we loved it. There was no jealousy because it's a long, hard season. It helped keep our bodies fresh. And the defense didn't like it because, if I ran 3, 4, 5 times in a row and D'Angelo comes in, it's a fresh body, a fresh back. So I'm looking forward to we can get that back and continue with the effort, the focus of our run game. I just think that's how the way we tick on offense.
It takes special people, though, Jake, to be able to have that relationship where, hey, man, you go in. I ran, speaking of the running backs, right? I ran the ball all the way down the field. Now we're inside the 10. I'm a little tired. You know what? You go in there and get that touchdown, buddy. There's so much on the line with your career and the lifespan of it, and incentives and all of those things. It's really special to get two dudes that are okay with that relationship. It'll be interesting to see. It seems like when I watch the TV copy, Chuba is pumped up when Rico comes off the field and is doing well, but it's a delicate situation. And, Rico's been exactly as advertised. You feel great for him, set a franchise record for total scrimmage yards against the team that didn't re-sign him. And we'll watch how, again, like, good problem to have. You're going to have two running backs you feel good about.
It's a great problem to have. This league is so we all know it, Jordan. It's so difficult and it's so hard, and I think you hit it on the head. When you see any celebratory videos that's coming from the locker room, Chuba is right there behind the coach. He is so excited. I mean, Chuba has become one of the leaders on this football team. Derek Brown certainly one. I think J.C. Horn's starting to use his voice a little bit more. I think Ashawn Robinson, that's pretty evident. But Chuba's one of the guys, and you just hear how the players marvel about him. Just like he's there 24/7. He'll sleep the night sometimes, making sure his body's right. And you get so much respect from your football team when you do things the right way and prepare. And it just, make a couple other guys, you know what? I might need to do a little bit. He's had success, fourth round pick, who they've signed to a long-term deal. Maybe that's why you have success.
T Mac got in the end zone. I mentioned that first and second time in his career, Jake. How I just love watching him. He just doesn't, it's kind of hard to describe, but he doesn't move or look like a rookie out there. He's such a smooth runner. He's a big tall guy. He's ball ski. Just maybe it's his Polynesian culture and the nature, just like kind of just, hey, I'm calm, I'm collected, and it's fun to see him do so well. I was looking at scrolling through the sports stuff. ESPN did their ranking of their top 10 rookies so far. He's number 4 on there. I could say he could be number 1, man. He's just been outstanding. Jake, you enjoy watching him each and every week?
Yeah, Jordan, I'm like you. It seems effortless the way he runs his routes. And listen, that was an adjustment on his first touchdown pass. Bryce kind of gave a little signal to him, and that's due to film study. But to give signal in the 6th game of the season to a rookie, and to know exactly they were both on the same page. And Bryce stood in the pocket. It was closing in a little bit. He stood in there. And that's one thing I think Bryce is doing better of. I find he's hanging a little longer in the pocket, which is really good. But to run that little kind of dip route, get in front of the safety, they recognized it was a cover four safety, and he bit thinking he was going to run an in route. And that's what I like. But what I liked most is the interview after the game. He was still so upset that he didn't catch the slant route when the ball went through his hands and popped up and and we had an interception. He was so upset about that. And that's the ones that when it means something to him, they don't want any mistake to happen. That's what I enjoyed.
He's been a ton of fun to watch, obviously, so far this year. Jake, we're 20. Now we're the power rankings. One site we got us at 21. We're 3-3. Let's just spend a minute talking about the difference between 3-3 and let's say 2-4, or God forbid 1-5. Jake, 3-3 puts us in a situation after 6 games with a ton of the season still in front of us, still have the bye week, but we're legitimately in contention to just, hey, let's keep playing well, let's keep moving forward. But we're in a spot now, man, where we're like a place at the table when it comes to looking way down the road at playoffs. And obviously Tampa's off to such a hot start. They look really good in our division. Atlanta's 3-2. The Saints are 1-5, but not too bad, Jake, to be 500 at this point. And then kind of transition into the Jets, our travel up there against a Jets team that's winless, that had to go to dang London and play last week. Hopefully they're jet lagged and all thrown off, but looking okay, Jake, in this late October part of the year.
Yeah, Jordan, listen, I think this game it's huge, right? One, because it's the next one. Okay, let's get the coach speak out the way. But we're going to play a team that is struggling mightily, right? The Jets. They haven't had success. The fans are waiting to turn on them. They've turned on them already. Like, let's go on the road. We've won 3 games at home. Let's go on the road and let's go play Panther football. Don't turn it over. Sound run defense. Run the football. Make plays when you have to in the passing game, and just show up. That's what I'm looking forward to us to see if we can do that this week, and I think we can. And it's kind of, you're kind of hearing, hey, we're starting to practice a little bit different. I just think a team has to come together, and there's so many rookies on this team, but they're showing up, and young players. And you look at Trev Morig, like, how good of a signing was that? Bobby Brown showed up this week, the big D lineman, a couple of plays during that game. You're like, yes, this big, these big men. Watching both linebackers, especially Trevin Wallace. I think the thing, he was a rookie last year, thrust into action, and was kind of running around with his head cut off, and then had the injury. And then they changed it 2 weeks ago. He's become the green dot on defense where he calls the plays, and him and Roseboom are playing different. So it takes a while for a team to come together, and you're liking what we're doing, but can we go do it on the road? That's the thing that I'm looking forward to seeing.
0-3 on the road, 3-3 at home. So obviously we got to change what's been happening thus far. I'd like to spend a minute, Jake, talking about playing in London on Sunday. So for East Coast folks, London, I believe, is 5 hours ahead. Then you were there a few days. I don't know what their schedule was, but then you get on the plane, you come home. Jake, normally you go a bye after those Europe games. Now, not even every team gets a bye after that. That's a tough turnaround, man. The coaches, everybody, your family, you've been away. Now you got to come in. And Monday, we got to have our game plan getting put together. Wednesday, we got to have practice ready to go. That's going to be difficult for the New York Jets, and I hope it's extremely difficult, just to be
Yeah,
honest.
no, I'm like you, but I think you're starting to see, especially some of the East Coast teams, they're not taking the bye after London. They're waiting to get it a little bit later. I guess because in essence you're playing 3.5 hours earlier, and the flight back. Yes, I know it's extended, but if you're poor Seattle, some of your flights, that's like
Yeah, but
go.
they
I
don't
mean,
deal with 5 hour time zone
no,
differences.
you're right.
That's
I agree. I agree. No, I'm just saying. I think some teams are starting to do go that. But Jordan, I am like you. I was watching that game last week, and I wanted the Jets to upset Denver. I wanted them to win, feel good about themselves, and relax a little bit, because it's always dangerous playing a team that's never won a game, because it's a desperation by any means necessary.
Did we ever play? Did we play up there? You guys might have played up there after the game after I broke my leg or something at New York Jets. It seems I don't think I ever played the
Uh,
Jets at New York. It was always the Giants.
2009, Jordan. We
Yep,
played
that's right.
in New York, and that
Brad
was all.
Hoover was our tailback.
Yeah, well, that was my last game ever playing as a Panther. I broke my finger. I broke my hand early in the game. Calvin Pace, I think. But that
Yeah,
defense that was the Rex Ryan defense was
Sean
phenomenal.
Ellis.
Oh my gosh, they just had Revis Island and all of them.
Yeah.
They were yeah. But yeah, that was my last game I ever played. Was up in against the Jets. Broke my hand and didn't see the field ever again. Got released in the offseason.
Nothing like talking about the good old days, huh, Jake?
Hey, listen, that's part of
Right.
the deal. We got to accept it.
I never liked playing in New York. You'd fly. Remember the first time I ever went there was a Giants game preseason 2003. Remember we
Yeah,
flew in and like all of New York had no power. There was
correct.
some massive outage. Remember that?
Yeah, but you fly in. I think you fly into Jersey.
Was that
Um,
that was in '03, wasn't it?
I'm almost positive it was, but you fly in and then you're staying in Jersey. It's right across the street, the Meadowlands, right at the time.
Yep.
So you see nothing, which it is what it is. I mean, you
But
don't go.
you see New York when you're flying in
Yeah, you do.
the city.
But just in and out, in and out. And yeah, we've had a couple of good wins there though. Some good memories, beating the Giants in the playoffs in '05, which would have been January '06. That was fun. Um, a beautiful day, and they were all waving their white towels and they were all excited on the opening drive, and
Oh
then they
yeah.
were quiet the rest of the day.
I gave up a sack fumble in the end zone one time at playing the Giants in MetLife Stadium, and I had to pick it up. I've told you the story before. I had to pick it up because it would have been a touchdown if anybody on the Giants recovered it. And I ran it 2 yards out of the end zone and then got blown up. And then all my friends called me and told me how awesome it was that I got to carry the ball. But really,
Was
it was like
that
a terrible play.
I'm almost positive that was late in the year in '03 against Michael Strahan. Was that
No,
it?
no,
No,
this
it was
was in
later
like
on.
10, 12 or
Oh,
something.
okay.
You were
Well,
long
I
gone,
was gone.
Jake. You'd
Okay.
already gotten out of here, hightailed.
No, but we played them in '03, going to the Super Bowl late in the season, and they
Yeah.
were really struggling. But you were like, "Oh my gosh, Strahan
Michael
is
Strahan,
so
what a
good!"
grown up.
Oh my, yeah, you were like, "He's unbelievable." But
I
I
felt
love
like he could have put me
Strahan.
in timeout if he wanted. He was so much older than me, it seemed like.
Well, he and Foxy were such good friends, and he gave me a couple of tips after the game. He was like, "Hey, do this with your hands on the center." He goes, "I was trying to pick up on you. I think I can get a bead on this." It was little things like that that I appreciated because he knew we were going on a run, and he and Coach Fox are like best of friends, and so I always appreciated him in that regard.
Yeah, that was a scary moment going against the Hall of Famer in your first season. But yeah, we won that game because they were already all checked out, getting ready to go to the off-season mode, going to vacations.
Yeah, well,
Hey, one thing you didn't get to enjoy because you were on the call, Greg Olson was the broadcaster for the Fox broadcast. Did you get to see him at all up there in the booth? I
yeah,
mean, he sure does an awesome job, man.
he,
It's like he
he's
did a good job not being a homer, also.
No, he does a fantastic job. He's very objective. He's real, right? And yeah, he was in the talked to him before the game, talked to Tate, his son was up there, and
Nice.
yeah, I was just kind of asking Tate. I said, seriously, what kind of coach is your dad and Luke and Jonathan? Because they were all in there, and Tate said, they're good, but he kind of winked at me, so I think
Yeah.
there's some stories there that he could probably tell me.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story from my high school game on Friday night, if you care
I,
to hear it.
I would love to hear it.
So we were playing the big rival, okay, Homedale Trojans at home, and we're up by 7 in the fourth quarter. And we find ourselves in a situation where we get a personal foul after the play. One of our players, unsportsmanlike for using foul language because it was a
Okay.
highly contested game, right? So then our quarterback goes to get in his face and is yelling at him, like when we get back to our own huddle, that he's got to knock that off, and he gets flagged for yelling at our own team. So
Okay.
then I felt like that was incorrect. So I may or may not have then told the officials that I didn't think that you should do that. in kind of a elevated emotional state. And so then I got flagged for unsportsmanlike conduct. So Jake, we found ourselves 3rd and 55.
Well, that what did you call it, Mr. Offensive Coordinator?
I'm not the offensive coordinator. Our offensive coordinator is the offensive coordinator. But I was pumping the guys up because I was like, it's an us against them mentality, right? We call like a reverse throwback to the quarterback with our third receiver, our Y slipping out. The defense lost him. Take it to the house, touchdown, Jake.
You're lying. Oh my gosh. How was the celebration? Did you get a
Oh
celebration penalty? Because
no,
I can see
at
you
that
just
point,
dying
no.
laughing.
I was like, because I was kind of mad, to be honest.
Yeah.
And it's hard, it is a difficult thing coaching high school football. We're pretty decent this year, and there's a lot of really good teams. The team that we just played, we haven't beat them in like 8 years. So you get really emotionally intense because you're in football intense situations. It's hard. It's a challenge to like keep it reined in. So after we scored, I went back into like business coach mode, and I'm like, 1. I'm holding up the 1, because I'm the head coach. I got to do that. Like, we're going for 1, and the sideline's going nuts, and nobody has the kicking block, and like,
Oh my gosh.
yeah. So we ended up winning by 22 points. So we're 7-0 now, going to play against another rivalry kind of team. So it's a good time of year right now, man. The leaves are changing, and the last week my Utes won, we won, the Panthers won. I got the trifecta. It was a pretty nice weekend at the Gross household.
Well, I love it. Well, let's hopefully maybe we can kind of recreate that again this weekend. I'm looking forward to watching us play and seeing if we can answer.
All right. Well, and you got the weekend off, right? Luke's
I do,
covering this
yeah.
one.
Yeah,
All
Luke's
right.
covering this one, so I'll be able to enjoy it. And Jordan, before we go off, I've never done this. I ran into someone I know from here on Friday at something with horses. Anyway, good friend of mine, an acquaintance, and he was like, "Hey," he said, "I have family up in North Carolina." He said, some of my family members, he told me their name. He said they were the original PSL ticket holders. And I was like, really? And then he went to tell me, and I'd never heard of this little town, but he said, I still have a ton of family. They're going to the game against Dallas, I believe. They're from Charlotte, North Carolina. It's on
Charlotte.
yeah, I think it's on the coast, right? I think kind of southeast North Carolina. But yeah, he was telling me that, and I just thought it was pretty cool. I guess he told me, he said, look, Bookie, Jamie, and Sam, they're all going to the game. I said, well, listen, that's awesome. But let me tell you something. This was the greatest thing that happened last week. The game ends. Fitzgerald bangs it through. Right when he bangs it through, everybody's clapping. Sweet Caroline starts playing. The Dallas Degenerates stand up, and they start walking out immediately. I mean, you just saw it. All the Panther fans were just hands up in the air, screaming Sweet Caroline, waving bye to him. It was so awesome. I couldn't stop laughing. I was like, you know what? That's what we need. We need more of that. It needs to get back to this, that our place is a rocking stadium, because you and I both know what it's like when it gets rocking and rolling. It's a lot of fun.
It seems to be trending in that direction, Jake. So, man, 4-3. I can live with 4-3, man. Let's get this thing done.
Let's do it, man. And hopefully those Fruitland Grizzlies can kind of show up this week and not get all these flags and not
3rd and 55 is not something that you normally want to see, but hey, overcome your adversities.
Exactly. Well, best of luck, bud.
All right, see you, man. Bye.
See you.
Nationwide is so much more than a great insurance company. They're one of America's largest financial services companies. Like how I'm more than just Peyton Manning. I'm also motivating Manning. When I say insurance, you say financial services. Insurance.
Financial services.
Insurance.
Financial services.
Now, when I say nationwide, you say is both. Nationwide.
Is both.
Nationwide.
Is both.
For your insurance and financial needs, Nationwide is on your side.
Nationwide Investment Services Corporation, member FINRA, Columbus, Ohio.
Are you fumbling when it comes to getting a confident clean to your end zone? Make the right play. Call an audible and switch from dry toilet paper to wet, extra large dude wipes. Why? It's simple. Wetter just cleans better. Dude wipes are wet and extra large, so they clear, never smear your rear. So when going for two, be sure to get the number one product in clean, Dude Wipes, the GOAT of cleaning your keister. Available on Amazon and at major retailers nationwide. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Whether you're kicking off a campaign, gearing up for an event, or suiting up your team, 4imprint has the promo products to move your brand down the field. With thousands of customizable options like premium apparel, drinkware, tech totes, and giveaways, it's easy to score fan favorites that deliver impact. You'll get expert support, speedy delivery, and their 360-degree guarantee, so you can be 4imprint certain your order arrives exactly right on time. Explore more at 4imprint.com.
4imprint.